Hello, this is Rick Wallace. I'm going to talk today about the Challenger sale. It's not what you sell, it's how you sell. The Challenger sale was written as a book in 2012, and it was really written because sales had changed dramatically. Sales has changed dramatically. What we do as salespeople have changed mostly because of the internet and the fact that prospects and customers have a tremendous amount of information before they ever call us. So we have to change the way we sell. And this is really set up to and designed for more complex sales. Sales to a higher level person within an organization. It's not for small transactional sales, repeat sales, those types of things. There's still a need for the normal relationship type salesperson for those types of transactions. But this is for the initial sales, more complex sales, solution sales. The reason this book has been so successful and more companies are adopting the concept is because it was all based on data. The company took 20,000 sales reps and over 5,000 buyers and over several years studied and surveyed and discussed and had conversations with these people to find out what makes them tick. And buyers on average are now 57% of the way to a purchase decision before they even contact you or your salespeople. So that's startling. In the old days, we as salespeople and marketeers were the ones that were providing the information. We owned the information. And so they came to us for us to teach them the normal things they needed to know to help them make their buying decision. That's changed dramatically. We as salespeople and marketeers now, as marketers, we put that information out there for everyone to have so that they read it. They're 57% of the way to making a decision by the time they call us. They just need some clarity on a few things. Relationship selling has become much less effective because of that. Build relationships first and then sales will follow is less and less true. That's what we've all been taught. Data shows relationships and buying decisions are becoming decoupled. So really finally relationships are important, but it shows they are the result of, not the cause of, successful selling. So all that's changed, and again, this whole concept was based on data, much more data than this as we'll go through it, but data nonetheless that really has changed how successful salespeople sell. In fact, it's changed it so much that the data shows buyers rank the sales experience as the #1 driver of customer loyalty. 57% of the buyers in this survey, in the study, said that the sales experience was the #1 driver of customer loyalty. It's kind of hard to believe, and we'll dig into that a little more later in the presentation. And here it is. The drivers of customer loyalty. 57% says the sales experience. 19% said the company and the brand impact. 19% said the product and service delivery. And value to price ratio is 9%. So when they surveyed these people over here, the purchase experience, that was the #1 driver in customer loyalty over the long haul. They found that when you offer unique, valuable perspective on the market is a key part of having a great sales experience. The salesman helped them navigate alternatives, provides ongoing advice and consultation, helps me avoid potential landmines, educates me on new issues and outcomes. Supplier is easy to buy from, and the supplier has widespread support across my organization. So as you can see, the salesperson is critical in providing this experience that buyers want to have. And when they get that experience, they say that 53% of them said that kept them buying from the company, and they kept them loyal to the company. Not the customer service, not the delivery, not that had less impact than that sales experience. So we can see it's extremely important that we start providing a better sales experience. So what is the challenger sales versus relationship sales? And what is this all about, this experience? The challenger sales profile focuses on building constructive tension in customer interactions to push the customer out of their comfort zone. In other words, to serve them. How many times if you or your salespeople really, the customer says, this is exactly what I want, and we go give it to them? Or we say, well, I understand that, but let's explore this a little more. I think maybe from what you've told me that this might be a better solution. Because the old relationship builder profile focuses on resolving tension in the customer interactions to make situations more amicable and encourage collaboration. That's pleasing people. So if you've gone through this course, you've found that serving versus pleasing is very important. Pleasing people doesn't work over the long haul. Serving people does. And so the challenger sale is all about serving these prospects and customers, not just pleasing them. They found that a challenger salesperson offers unique perspectives. They teach, whereby a relationship builder forms a good relationship. They get along. Uses two-way communications. That's teaching again. They're talking, they're having a conversation and teaching through that conversation. Whereas a relationship builder builds customer advocates. They get along again. They please. The challenger knows customers' value drivers, and they tailor their conversation to those value drivers that are unique to that customer. They build cross-functional relationships as a relationship builder. So they're working to build those relationships throughout the organization. Again, focused on getting along, pleasing people, bringing in donuts, taking them out to lunch, those kind of things. Can ID economic drivers. So the challenger sales person understands the economic drivers within that person, that prospect's business or that customer's business, and they tailor their conversations around those economic drivers. Whereas a relationship builder can work with anyone. They're just trying to be likable. Is comfortable discussing money. They can assert control of the conversation because they're comfortable talking about money, about economic drivers, about productivity, about price. They don't have a problem with that because they're talking about value and price. They're talking about how to save this customer or prospect money, or how they can cut the costs or increase the productivity for that customer. Whereas the relationship builder is genuine, again, trying to be likable. Can pressure the customer to get them out of their comfort zone, thinking differently. In other words, that's the whole purpose of the challenger sale, is to get the customer. They already know a lot of stuff. When you go call on them or the prospect, all that information we used to hold so dearly and that we would share with the customer or prospect, they already know those things. So we have to go in there and talk about other things that they haven't thought about, get them out of their comfort zone so they can learn, and we can teach them some new things about their business and about our products and services. Is accessible to the customer, so again, likable. The relationship builder gives time to help others. They're generous with their time, and they respect the customer's time. So all those things are getting along, pleasing, whereas a challenger salesperson is really there to serve the customer and prospect. So what are the real distinctions between the two? The challenger serves. They excel at teaching, tailoring, and control of the conversation. They're pushing the customer out of their comfort zone, talking about things they don't know about, things they haven't thought about. And that's what the buyer relishes if you look back before in the sales experience. Service mentality. They're focused on value. Their creative tension, knowing the ultimate value to the customer. So they're really trying to create that tension, that getting them out of their comfort zone and thinking about things they haven't thought about and talking about things they haven't thought about. Focus on helping them make money or save money, and they help them think about the business differently. Whereas a relationship guy's pleasing. They're pleasing, they're likable, they get along, being accepted into the comfort zone, pleasing mentality, focus on convenience, dissolve and diffuse the tension, focus on providing just what the customer asks for, and they fit things in the way they do it now. In other words, here's how you're doing it, customer. I'm going to fit my solutions into what you're doing and give you what you want. As I said before, there's room for relationship salespeople, hard workers. There's room for those from more transactional sales that you have in your company. But these challenger people, they're more for value-based solution selling. And there's a place for both in organizations. So challenger salespeople do commercial teaching. And what that means is they're bringing something new and valuable about the customer or prospect's business to them. That leads to a reliable commercial win and loyalty, because that commercial teaching is what buyers are looking for. They can find all the other stuff that you can talk about online, but they need you, the salesperson, to come in and talk about their business in a unique way, using data, using information, but teaching them and leading them toward what I can do to solve these pains and problems that you haven't thought about. So they challenge customers' assumptions. They catalyze action, so they get the buyer to take action towards these unique solutions that I'm going to bring to you. And then scale across customers. They work with other people within the organization that are going to influence this buying decision. To be a great challenger salespeople, number one, you need to lead to your unique strengths and solutions, not lead with it. So we want to tie back to things you outperform your competitors in delivering. There's a sweet spot of customer loyalty is outperforming your competitors on those things you've taught your customers are important. So we want to do the teaching first and then lead toward what our unique strengths are. How can you teach your prospects and customers ways to either make money or save money that they haven't thought about? Then they say, that's great, but how can I make that happen? Now you've brought them new, relevant insight and tied it to your unique solutions. So you've set the hook. So remember, lead to your unique strengths and solutions. Don't lead with them. Now we've talked a lot about pains of the customer, value proposition, lead with the pain. So that's what we're talking about here, but we're talking about bringing up pains and issues they haven't thought about. And you got to, again, make sure you can deliver the solutions. Don't teach them into the desert. So don't bring up a bunch of pains and issues that you don't have a unique solution to solve. Teach them your unique strengths. To be able to do that, you have to know what they are. It's not uncommon to ask 10 reps what the company's value proposition is and get 10 answers. It's not you ask the same 10 what we do better than the competition, and you might get none. Oh, they can do what they can do what we do it, but we do it better. Or yeah, but we have been in business 30 years. We have innovative solutions backed by a deep commitment to quality and customer service. All that's blah blah blah. Nobody cares about that stuff. So again, we get back to leading with the right pains and issues they haven't thought about, and then being able to deliver on the unique solutions, the differentiator, why we are the best solution provider. Some more data to back this up. That there's very few companies out there that really understand and can establish why they are the best solution provider. 35% of companies studied truly established themselves as preferred over the competition. Only 35%. Worse, less than 50% of these companies, their customers actually perceive their benefits and solutions as unique. So of the 35 that believe they've established why they're the best solution provider, only less than 50% of these companies actually had customers who perceived them that way. 14% of companies' so-called unique benefits were perceived by companies as both unique and beneficial to them. So in other words, 86% of the benefits and the solutions and the why we are the best solution provider, the differentiators were not unique, and the customers didn't perceive them to be unique. So they're really of no value. They're Me Too stuff and of no meaning. No wonder salespeople revert to price as they struggle to differentiate and communicate truly unique value to customers and prospects. That's where we have to help our salespeople. We have to define what are truly unique. Why are we the best solution provider to the problems that we bring up? Second, commercial teaching, challenge customers' assumptions. The connection between insight and your customer. What is insight? Insight's bringing new ideas, new problems, new issues, new things for this customer to think about. We have to really teach them something, meaning something that they did not know or think about before. That use of data, information, insight they did not have before. That's what we have to share with them. That's how we teach them. Confirming what they know is good, but vastly better is providing insights they have not discovered on their own. So it's fine going in there and talking about the pains that they understand they have and asking them about those. But as a challenger salesperson, we need to bring some other insights, some other data, some other information that they really haven't thought about before. Why is that so important? Because again, getting back to customer loyalty, what the buyers are looking for. They're looking for a great sales experience that offers unique, valuable perspective on the market, helps them navigate alternatives, provides ongoing advice and consultation, helps me avoid landmines, educates me on new issues and outcomes. Those are all critical in making the sales experience truly unique. Looking at this a little differently, in another review of it, the key points we talked about is we must be teachers. We must share information. We must share our learning. If we get a yes, that's exactly what has been keeping me up at night, as a relationship salesperson, we love to hear that. But we really failed if that's what we hear. Yes, we found an insight that resonates, but we have not taught them anything new. So we have to teach them what these insights are. Why relationship builders get excited about a call? I nailed every issue and problem they had. So in the past, that's what we've talked about. Get them to talk about their problems and issues. And what the challenger salesperson does is acknowledges those, but brings new insights, new problems, new issues they haven't thought about. As the customers have said, I want to be able to say, I had never thought about it that way. In other words, that's what we want to hear as a challenger salesperson. Number 3 is to catalyze the action. In other words, take action. Get to help them take action. Be the catalyst. We have them seeing things differently, but we may not have them persuaded to do things differently. So that's another key to the challenger sale. Selling your solutions at a premium price is hard to do if you can't even persuade them of your unique benefits and solutions. Even more of an issue is your ROI and cost of ownership calculators can't be geared to the ownership of your solutions. They need to be geared to helping the customer calculate the cost they're incurring or the returns they are foregoing by failing to act on the opportunity you've just taught them that they are overlooking. So it's not all about the cost of ownership of what you can provide. It's all about, okay, I've taught you about this problem or this issue. I've brought some insights into how you can make more money or cut costs. So your calculator should be helping that customer sit down and say, okay, I hadn't thought about this, but here's what it's costing me. So if I have all this information and I am a challenger salesperson, how do I learn, how do I understand all these different businesses the way I need to really bring insights? Well, that's where the company comes into this. To scale across many different kind of customers and segments, we need a good company strategy. We need value proposition. We need the tools for the sales to learn, practice, and utilize to be able to do this. We need well-scripted insights, things that have been proven to be pains and issues that they have not thought about before in that segment. A small set of diagnostic questions to direct the challenger salesperson to use the right insights for the right segment or customer. So a real simple kind of 3 or 4 questions to say, if he answers yes, 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 then that's what I'll use with this segment. A small number of insights tied to a small number of truly unique solutions. So unique insights, unique solutions. We need 2 or 3. That's all, but well scripted and documented with the tools to be able to go out and have those conversations. And then segment by needs, behavior, pains, and fears, our ideal customer profile, by a couple of segments that we're going to go after. But don't segment by territory or geographic, segment by the ideal customer profile for that particular segment. So here's a simple breakdown of how the sales conversation should go if it's insight-led. Customer level of excitement, positive, neutral, or negative. So customer state, are they intrigued? Well, that's the warmer. It builds credibility by demonstrating empathy with their known pains and fears. So we understand you. We understand the pains and fears that you understand that are keeping you up at night because you are aware of them and you understand them. So that gets the customer intrigued. The commercial teaching, though, shocks the customer with the unknown. So number 2, the second step is a reframe of their unknown problem, pain, or assumptions. So in other words, bring some insight that they haven't thought about before. And then rational grounding means gradual intensification of the problem, making it build on it, and make the customer aware of how this is something they haven't thought about, but gosh, it's really costing them. Or they have an opportunity to make more money and that opportunity has not been actually taken action on. Breaking down the problem behind the unknown. So this is getting the customer involved, the emotional impact, humanizing the problem again. And then the last 2 steps are bringing out the best solution, a new way of solving that unique solution. So now the customer becomes relieved. We're building back the customer confidence with your value proposition. So what is the best solution? And then number 6 is, why are we the best solution provider? And a solution map that shows them the actual timeline of how we can implement these solutions. So that's the 6-step process of a challenger sale. Slightly different than what we would do as a relationship salesperson. The main point being that we're introducing problems, issues, insights that they have not thought about in their business before. Okay, so now it's obvious that we have to build the scripts and build the content that our salespeople will need. So this is where commercial teaching starts, and getting presentations together and the tools together for your salespeople to become challenger salespeople. First of all, you got to identify your truly unique capabilities and solutions. We've done this with our value proposition. We also need to identify and profile your ideal customers and place in segments by need, pains, and fears. The ideal customer profile that's provided in the package is the start with this. Look at different segments and segment customers by these pains, needs, and fears. Once you understand that, then let's list them, what the pains, fears, and needs are by segment. And then list the ways they can make more money or reduce their costs. Maybe there are some things that are not pains, fears, and needs, but areas in which your unique solutions can help them make more money or reduce costs. So then marry the lists. Put the pains, needs, fears, any ways that we can reduce cost or save them money, and marry that with our unique solutions. So there'll be a pain, a fear, a need, way to make more money, way to reduce costs, married to some unique solution we have for helping them implement and execute that. Which are obvious to them and which are not so obvious. So the things that are obvious, we'll put in our value proposition, we'll put on our website, we'll put in our sales and marketing information. But then there should be a few things that aren't so obvious. So let's find and build information and data that highlight the insight and needs that are not so obvious. The ones that are obvious, we don't have to do any teaching on. They already are aware of it.
But the things that aren't so obvious, we need to have some backup data information that we can use to convince them that these other pains, fears, needs, ways to make money, ways to reduce cost, there's actually data and information that we can use to teach them, convince them that those are true and real. Then build your value proposition. Insight first, best solution, and then why are we the best solution provider? So we have that for the value proposition. We need to build that for the challenger part. So these are the value proposition should contain also these unique things that we found that we can help them with that they're not aware of. And then what are those insights? And then what's the best solution? And then why are we the best solution provider? That's where your marketing comes in, building this presentation, building the scripts, build that for each segment you've got, because each segment should be segmented by unique pains, fears, needs, wants, unique ways to find money that we can save them or make them more money. Script it all out, and then coach your salespeople. Work on it, practice it, get them to practice it, role play, get them to learn and understand this whole proposition so they can be credible when they challenge customers and show them unique things that they haven't thought about before. And then practice, practice, practice. Role play over and over again. It's the only way they're going to get good at it and feel good about going out and using these tools. In summary, people don't want to be told what they already know. As we said, 55 to 60% of the buying process has already been done by prospects and customers before they even contact you. So they don't want you to come in and tell them things they already know. They want to know unique things. This buying experience is really raised the level of that in their mind when their salespeople bring in unique or new ideas that they haven't thought of. Solution sales is now the challenger model. You can't go in as a relationship person and find problems, find pain, get them to agree to those pains, and then provide best solutions and why you're unique at providing them. They already know that. That's in your marketing material. You need to go in and bring up areas in which they haven't thought of, then show them what the best solution is and why you're the best solution provider. So that layered on top of things they already know will set you apart from your competition. Is there still a need for relationship salespeople? Sure there are. Transactional sales, follow-up sales, recurring sales, those kinds of commodity type things or things that they're buying, customers are buying. Relationship people, maybe customer service type people are still needed for those kinds of transactions and those kinds of sales. The biggest driver of customer loyalty is a customer sales experience. We found that 53% of the buyers said that their loyalty to a customer was based on the sales experience that they've had and continue to have with their sales representative. So it's very important that we take some of our salespeople, if not all of them, depending on the business you're in, and train them and provide them the tools to become more of a challenger salesperson than a relationship salesperson. Thanks for your time.